I grew this.
I was born ready.
I grew this one myself.
How far along?
Well, since lunch.
All right.
What's going on, guys? Fuller from Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube with Dustin, who leads our entire apparel lineup. And we actually have a couple new shirts and some new hoodies coming, so if you want to check that out, those are on the website or will be soon. This is an episode of This or That, so we took your questions that you asked in the last video, and now Keaton's going to ask them to us, and we're going to try to drown out the cricket that keeps chirping in the background.
26s and 37s or 20s and 40s?
Well, to fit 40s, you're going to need a heck of a lot of lift, and I'm really short, so I don't know if I'd be able to get into that. The Custom Offset CO2 has 26s and 37s, but we don't have anything here for an example of 20s and 40s, but that's a heck of a lot of rubber.
It's like an off-road mobile.
Yeah.
Like hardcore off-road mobile.
Yeah.
I'm going with 26s.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of could have predicted that, like based on your car. Very
Yeah.
show car kind of thing.
I drive a Subaru.
Wide
It's a
body,
sweet one.
bagged, avant-gardes.
You wouldn't know it's bad because I don't ever do it.
No, you're like the only guy I know on air that doesn't actually like drop it everywhere he goes. That was an easy one.
That was very easy.
Slammed crew cab long box or lifted single cab short box?
Single cab short box lifted. I think I've had this argument before, which is probably why you asked it. I think they look not proportionate. Like they'd be
They're
so
goofy.
tall
Yeah.
and short, and it's just like it's gonna tip over.
Both of those are goofy though.
I don't know.
I don't want either, I don't think.
Picture Rainey's truck, but slammed on the ground. I don't know.
Right.
I could get on board.
I
with
guess
that.
that'd be kind of sweet, yeah.
Because it'd be just so long and slammed. I don't know, there's some guy out there on Instagram, I don't know what his name is, but he's got a crew cab dually on air, and then he pulls like a gooseneck trailer with his other lifted show truck on the back of it. I don't know, it's cool. I could get on board with that.
I think if I had to pick, I would go with the slammed long bed
Yeah.
versus a lifted short bed.
Unless you're like
Single cab.
building specifically like a rock crawler or something where you want a really short wheelbase or something to run through a mud hole with. I don't know. I couldn't see like a show truck being single cab short bed
yeah, no.
and lifted.
Absolutely not.
New stock dually of your choice or OBS dually full build?
Can't drive anything stock. I modified pretty much everything I own, so I would go with the OBS, the old body style. Because I'd rather have a show vehicle than have a stock new dually.
Yeah, but no miles. Brand new.
Yeah,
And then we work here,
yeah,
so there's that.
right. But he's saying it's gonna be stock.
Does it have to stay stock?
Yeah,
Oh. That changes
Right?
my opinion. Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Because if it's old and fully built, I'm gonna assume that like motor work's been done.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, it's still reliable.
Probably well built.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with a built old school.
If we pick the same one for everyone, I'm gonna fight you at the end of this.
Well, I mean, I didn't know I couldn't build it myself. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
If I could build it myself, I would take the stock 100% of the time.
Yeah, take the stock and brand new one and
Be more specific here, Keaton.
It's the people.
Be more specific, people.
There you go. 1978 to 1979 Ford Bronco or 1978 to 1979 Chevy K5 Blazer?
I like the Bronco better than the Blazer. I don't really have a good reason.
I like
other
Chevy better than Ford.
Yeah.
I mean, in like a general statement.
I just like the way the Bronco looks.
I've always wanted like a two-door Tahoe.
Yeah.
Like 100% of the
Yeah.
time. So I get down with the Chevy.
See, now we have one that we can argue on.
Yeah, but I feel like I definitely would have picked that anyway. But I feel like maybe they think we picked it because you said we have to choose something different. But I mean, a two-door Tahoe is like my dream like build truck. So that's what I want. So I'm going with the Chevy.
I had, growing up in elementary school, a kid that I went to school with, his dad built Broncos. And like, I don't know, his whole family was like into them, and they had so many different cool Broncos that's like where I started to actually like the Bronco. And then we have Jared that did that dumb with his.
Made us do a wheelie.
I don't like Jared's. Don't tell him I said that.
XD Rockstar 1, 2, or 3?
3. There's just different variations of it. I don't know. In the beginning, it was very simple, and now they have interchangeable spokes. So you can have like a straight spoke or a Y spoke, and you can pull them off, and you can paint them different colors. And it's just a lot of plastic on a wheel, though.
I like the ones quite a bit, but they just got so played out so fast that
When the Rockstar 1 came out,
Yeah.
it like changed the
Yeah.
wheel industry.
Yeah, like 100%. I mean, I would go with the ones when they first came out.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to it.
Somebody, I don't know if it was in a video or what it was, or I was just talking to somebody, but they asked like if you could get rid of one wheel from history, you know, the Rockstar 1 or whatever something else was. And I was like, I don't think you can get rid of the Rockstar
No.
1 because that like changed how people did wheels.
Yeah, and when they came out, everybody had them. Like
Especially
everybody had
every Jeep. They even made car versions
Mm-hmm.
of the Rockstar. So it's like, I don't know. I think the Rockstar, as much as it gets a lot of hate, it was important to the truck community. But I'd pick number 3
Revolutionary.
just because I like the style of the 3.
This one's slightly different. Comparing 2 trucks from our gallery, this old Toyota pickup or this old Chevy K1500.
All right. What's the question? We just have to pick one or the other?
Yeah, one or the other, and why?
I actually kind of like the wheels on this one. He's got fuel throttles.
I don't mind the Chevy at all. When I looked
The-
at the Toyota, I said, ooh,
I know. I looked at the Toyota and for some reason I got mad, but I looked at this and I wasn't as mad.
no.
It's very orange. And I don't like the fender flares because I just think they stick out a bit far because then the wheels don't actually go up past
Right.
it, which I understand is like the point of fender flares, but I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't
they're
have
20
any
by
stance
12s.
or anything like that, but I mean, at the end of the day, it looks good. Like,
Yeah, I would take the K1500 if I had to pick one.
and we agree again.
Strange.
Just wait till
Conspiracy
from the
theory.
gallery because we go way apart.
Yeah.
17 by 9 on 35s or 22 by 12 on 35s.
Depends on the application. If I'm putting it on my truck, I would actually take the 17 by 9s.
Yeah, 22 by 12 on 35. That's what I have on the Hummer. So that's just what
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Is that what you have on the Hummer?
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing's slick.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does look really good. Like, I can't argue and say that it doesn't look good. It's just for the function of what I do, I'd rather have a little more off-roady type setup, people would say.
Right.
Bonus question.
Here we go.
Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
100%. I just got it from Sal's like 2 days ago.
I don't
By choice.
I don't hate it. Like, I'll eat it if it's there, but I would never order it.
Some people just don't like the sweet and savory, and I think it just is, it's right. It's an argument you'll never win. It's like iPhone versus Android.
What gets me is the, like,
There is no good answer.
I don't know, the sauce of a pizza does not go with the sweetness of a pineapple.
Right,
And
but
you
can
got
argue that with all
cheese
kinds of
on
food.
there, and it's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't go. And I like to cook and make a lot of weird combinations, but the pineapple on the pizza thing,
Boy,
I
I'm
can't.
double your size. Trust me about food, okay? Listen, pineapple's good on pizza. You just have to have it done right. You can't have like, like crunchy, hard pineapple, like it's soft and cooked right. It works.
I'd rather just throw the pineapple in some tin foil with a little butter, brown sugar, and then throw that on the grill. That's how you should
And then put
eat
it on
pineapple.
pizza right when you're done.
No. All right, guys, that's another episode of This or That. So if you guys have questions you want us to answer, drop them in the comments below. You know the spiel. Wheel start suspension, you want all that stuff, that's where you got to check customoffsets.com or grab the t-shirts that he makes because they're pretty freaking dope. We got 2 new ones, the glitch one and the flag one. I got them both because they're both sick.